So the question is, what are the steps that the team can follow if the product owner is incompetent? That's pretty strong, right? Incompetence is pretty strong, but I have met a ton of product owners that would perhaps fit into that category, or the other adjacent category, which is I don't know what I'm supposed to do, or my organization doesn't allow me to do the things I'm supposed to do, right? So it manifests the same way, the outcome's the same, an ineffective product owner. But the reason could be incompetence, or I'm not allowed, right, within the bounds of the org, or I don't feel I'm allowed. In both of those circumstances, I would probably suggest that there's some onus on the Scrum Master to figure out how to deal with that. Right? It might not be ideally the product owner is the person with the money who can resolve those problems, but often they're not. So what can you as a Scrum Master do with the support of the whole team, right? Perhaps with the support of the whole team, perhaps with the support of the person who is the product owner, to engage with the business, to engage with the organization and the way the organization is structured in order to enable a greater degree of product ownership, right? That's part of the Scrum Master services to the product owner. If you don't have a Scrum Master in your team, just pick somebody in your team who has an interest in dealing with some of those things, and they can be the Scrum Master, right? They don't need any special skills. They just need to be a bit battle hardened in working within your organization, which if you've been working there a while, you probably are. And start building those relationships, right? Who do you need to speak to, take out for dinner, buy a beer for in leadership, in HR, in the organization, to start building those relationships, for them to start seeing your point, build in those back channels. There's what was that movie with the nuclear explosion in the baseball game? Clear and Present Danger. No, it was the other one. Anyway, that movie, which you probably remember better than I do, the back channels were how things got done, right, between the Americans and the Russians. There was people that are lower in the organization, who are in either organization, who were able to have conversations, to trade information, to find out things that are going on. That's one of the skills of a Scrum Master. Right? It's politics. Being able to practicing politic, getting into the conversations that you need to get into. And in order to get into those conversations, you have to demonstrate an understanding of the topic. You have to make small suggestions around the side, perhaps an email with one person who then maybe invites you to some of those conversations because you've demonstrated your knowledge and your capability. And then, you don't want to say anything unless you actually can add value where you can, build up your knowledge and experience in that space, and encourage change. And that's how everything gets done in organizations, right? Especially when there are lots of people that don't understand how to do that. So if you have an ineffective product owner, that's the best route. If you have an incompetent product owner who really just shouldn't be in that position at all, they are not the right person. The old adage is kind of true. People are promoted to their level of incompetence, right? People are good at their job, so they get promoted to the next level up. And then in the next level up, they're also good at their job, so they get promoted to the next level up, and they get to a level where they're no longer good at their job, and that's where they stay. When in reality, organizations should offer that capability to drop back down, right? You might have the seniority, but I don't want to do this job up here. I want to do this job here, or this job even further down in the organization. I really respect some of the things. I meet people at Microsoft who've been a software engineer, a real coder, for 20, 30 years inside of the organization. And they take on more responsibility and accountability by mentoring other people, helping with other stuff, but not actually managing people, which often is not a skill that lots of people have. right? Just like taking anybody with skills with people and making them a programmer is probably not a good idea. The converse is also true. So maybe that product owner is just not meant to be in that position, and there's very little that you as a team can do. There's certainly, with the politic around the side, you could maybe let people become aware of the problem. But you need to really skirt that moral and ethical area of, should you be going behind this person's back? Perhaps you go speak to that product owner and say something in the first instance, although that might get, you got to gauge that situation yourself. But all the team can do ultimately is be the best team they can, deliver working, usable product, be that competence at that level. And if we're not building the right thing, that's not the team's fault, that's the product owner's fault. And hopefully at some point the organization sees that we're continuously building awesome product, but it's the wrong product. And then they see that light of, it's the product owner that's the problem, not the team. And perhaps the Scrum Master can help educate with that, right? Not, rather than going behind the product owner's back, just explain to the business what a product owner's job is, what the team's job is, what their roles and responsibilities are, and hopefully they'll be able to see what the problem is. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like, follow, and subscribe. I always reply to comments, and if you want to have a chat about this or anything else Agile, Scrum, or DevOps, then please book a coffee with me through Naked Agility.